As a kid, I was never really interested in coloring anything. Whenever I drew for fun or as a hobby, I never really picked up a color pencil, a marker, a crayon, or anything afterwards to further my drawing and make it even better or fully render it out. I always preferred the sketch. I've always preferred the look of line art and really well done cross hatching and shading with just a pencil or a pen. And especially as I continue to grow up and consume more and more media, going from anime to manga, I just learned to appreciate better line art. So when a little kid named me would then do his line art and draw on with his lead pencil and then go over with his pen, I was always afraid of messing up all of that work by messing up the coloring right afterwards. Also, I just never ever, at my skill level at least, thought the piece ever improved because of the coloring. Fast forward to now, me practicing almost every single day on a Clip Studio Paint software and even Sketchbook Autodesk beforehand, and I never picked it up either, because even with the layering and guaranteed no messes with my line of art, my skill level just isn't high enough to where it would improve any of my work, or in my opinion it would just come out a lot worse, coming out more muddy and amateurish and giving that big appeal of a beginner drawer, which of course I am. But it doesn't mean I enjoy the look of it. So now, fast forward to me practicing every single day, getting bored of just line art, and with specific pieces that I really like and I really think could be elevated with color, I'm now sitting here with zero skill in that and wanting to practice some more. So that's what I'm going to do. I've specifically picked out two videos from two different YouTubers, and I want to watch the video and kind of just go over and see how it would improve on me. The first video I picked is Nero's video. He's a wonderful anime art tutorial dude. You didn't even have to watch anime. He would just teach you basic tips that he does and how he applies them. And he specifically teaches me about coloring and shadowing and doing layers and lighting using only layers. He kind of makes it really easy and gives me a very baseline starting point by, instead of having color theory and knowing everything about colors and picking separate shading colors and stuff, he simply gives you 3 different layer types, and you would use those layer types to apply shading and screening for you. It's done automatically. As long as you know where to place them, you should be okay to go. I then take that information and go to a different tutorial by Brian Shearer, who is a very great art YouTuber that does a lot of tips on Clip Studio Paint, the software, and he gives you a lot of tips and tricks you can use, where he goes by every single layer type and explains what they are. So I end up taking the 2 different layers that I like the most, which is multiply layer and screening layer, and then apply them to my most recent drawing, which you guys are seeing right now. Now don't forget that when you're watching my video, you're always free to go down in the comments and correct me on certain things. Give me tips and advice and maybe even better resources that I'm currently looking at, because I'm always looking to improve and better myself. I pulled up the drawing that you recently just saw the time skip on, and I just wanted to go through specific things that I think that I've need work on and things I need to improve. Now there are 3 specific things I really need to improve on, and one of them is not color based, so I'll just mention this one really quickly. The foot looks really off. I've always been focused on learning how to draw hands, torsos, heads, legs, and other things. Those things are very prominent, but when it comes to feet, they're typically covered by shoes. But for a piece like this where she's not wearing any shoes, it's a little difficult. Also, the placement on certain foots look a little flat. I think this one looks very flat, and I feel like it could be improved if I learned how to better think of it in 3D, but because I've not really learned how to to draw feet at all, I don't really have a reference on how it would interact with in certain poses like sitting down, especially with her holding her leg up and one leg out. This one especially looks a little funky, and if you look at this layer right here, this folder number 3 right here, if you toggle it on and off, I kind of went through a couple stages of trying to fix it, and it didn't really turn out any better, so I thought I would leave it alone until it gets any worse. For the first color issue though, it is specifically how simple it is. It's pretty obvious by looking how I'm coloring these things. It's simple. They're very flat colors. It's pretty much 3 simple steps. Put down a base color or a flat color for either your skin, the clothing, or whatever your character's wearing, and then apply a multiply layer and a screening layer. If you look at the hair, for example, it's just 1 layer for color, 1 layer for shadow, and 1 layer for light. It's extremely simple, extremely easy, and I want to improve upon that. There's a concept that Nero talked about in his video that I want to try to experiment with, which is soft shadows and hard shadows, and using them in tandem in order to improve your art piece and make it look better and less flat. Because using one or the other doesn't really succeed all the time, and that's definitely something I need to learn on. Lastly, the last topic I want to learn on that is color specific is the idea of placements of light and shadow. With the issue here is that I know where my light is coming from, at least I know where I want it to come from, but I don't really know how it would layer on someone's face. I know that when you learn how to draw a face and when you learn how to draw any other piece of the body, there's many planes that come along with it. The face has many different planes and shifts and valleys all over itself, especially towards the eyes, where your eyes is technically sunk within the skull. And I don't really know how the light and shadow would interact depending on certain angles, and that's something I definitely need to look on, because if I don't have it figured out, especially on items that's not just the face, it's like folds in the clothing, it will never ever correctly be shown, or at least clear to the audience, where and when shadows and lights start. And that's something I definitely need to improve on, or my work is obviously going to suffer. So yeah, that was pretty much one of the drawings of the week. It was very fun to do and it was very fun to draw, but obviously it's something that I need to work on. It is a different skill that I need to slowly accumulate and just practice on over and over and over and over. But honestly, I'm very happy with the drawing. If you look at my past artworks, which I'm going to show, which are the ones that I attempted to color, I just did whatever I thought and considered was normal, even though I had no idea, never looked up a tutorial before. But after looking and watching other videos, people are using many techniques I'd never even heard of. I ran across a couple ones like gradient mapping, which was kind of crazy, using black and white, different shading, and then suddenly having a computer or pretty much having a setting to make different colors for you without having to actually color anything yourself. It was very interesting to watch, and learning that people use these layers instead of actually going in and painstakingly picking every single color was kind of a revelation for me. So yeah, I had a bunch of fun and it was very enjoyable, but it's pretty obvious that there's plenty of things I need to learn. But besides that fact, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for going this far and watching this much in the video. I definitely have changed up a lot of the format of the video and changed up a lot of different things. You can notice a little character has been dancing around now. I kind of want to try that out since I see a lot of different art YouTubers, and I feel like it makes sense for us to have an avatar. I mean, we can draw an avatar, so might as well just kind of make one and have it dance around the screen. But with these new formats, I haven't forgotten the most important thing, which are my 3 comments. I just want to put them at the end of the video now because I kind of want to just jump right in and just kind of start chatting away, because it's kind of the most fun thing I like to do, just chatting. But I definitely still appreciate everyone. I still want to show my support for all the people that comment every single time and like my videos and subscribe. So thank you to these 3 comments. I appreciate you guys. You guys were wonderful, and there are many comments for me to keep on showing along the way for future videos. So I hope you guys have a wonderful one. Have a great and fantastic day. Make sure you drink a lot of water. I sure definitely need to. I'm actually drinking one right now. I have a water bottle right here. So once I get that drunken, I will edit this video and upload it soon. So have a wonderful one, guys. Take good care and have a great day.